What's up, YouTube? And this is your boy Sektor, bringing you a list of my top 5 favorite starting Pokemon. Now, this is not based off any type of facts. This is just 100% opinionated, not based off stats. Just kind of variation of things, design, impact, how well I worked with them. And if, like I said, if you have a different opinion, you could just leave a comment in the comment section below. But I don't want to really hear arguing and no one telling me, hey, that's stupid, he's clearly not better than him. Because, honestly speaking, all the starting Pokemon are awesome. That's why they give them to you from the very beginning. Because, honestly, they are very good, most of them. Now, with that being said, let's begin. Number 5 has to be the first Pokemon that I absolutely wanted, and only because of the anime. And so you already know, of course, my number 5 has to be Pikachu, because of the simple fact, in games I always like games where you get to travel along with someone. I don't know, like, I really hate walking around real lonely, so you have Pikachu right behind you, and for me, especially as a kid, that made me feel safe, right? Even if he was like down to 1 HP, it just made me feel like he's alive, versus if I'm walking around with a Charmander that was 1 HP, it makes me feel like he's pretty much so dead. But yeah, that's pretty much so the reason I have to go with him at number 5. Plus, of course, that was Ash starting Pokemon, even though I was playing as Red, but in my mind it didn't make a difference. It was still Ash. Especially when I was young, because when Pokemon first hit the States, I can't quite remember, but I want to say I was like 4 or 5, and when I first started playing I was like 6. I'm 22 now. It's been quite some time, so of course I have to roll with Pikachu, even though my first game was not yellow, so I didn't actually get to play with Pikachu until I was much older. My first game was blue, and I wasn't one of them kids who was lucky enough to have both versions, although I can say this, I did have all 3 versions of the gold, silver, and crystal. I did have all 3 of them, and I did have Ruby and Emerald. I didn't have, what was it, Sapphire? Yeah, I didn't have Sapphire, but I did have Ruby and Emerald. Number 4, I think, is going to have to be Totodile. I think that's who I'm going to go with for number 4. And it would have been Cyndaquil, but I really had to think about it. I really had to put some thought into it. And whenever I chose Totodile, because I ran through gold and silver and crystal so many times, like the reason I had to go with him is because whenever I chose Totodile, I just wrecked. I destroyed the game. Like, it was just so easy when I chose one of them. So of course that's why I had to go with Totodile. And Feraligatr is just beast. I love Typhlosion, but I actually like the design of Quilava better than Typhlosion. I don't know, Typhlosion was just a bigger version of Quilava. So Totodile, Crocodile, and Feraligatr, like, they were beasts. I can't even lie. Like, I don't know, like, to me they just were the ultimate, and then the fact, like I said, I destroyed when, you go against Bugsy, that's easy. Going against, what was his name, Faulkner or something like that, that was easy. You choose Chikorita, your first gym, you already having, like, you're at a huge disadvantage. And then, dealing with Whitney was easier. The fighters, the steel types were easier if you chose, well, I don't know, because it probably would have been better off choosing a fire type. But I don't know, I just always felt like I destroyed the game. And of course, trying to catch that red Gyarados, that was always my main thing, just make sure I get the red Gyarados. And then trying to catch Lugia and Ho-Oh were always easier, choosing Totodile, because you could catch both of them because you're at no disadvantage either way it go. Versus if you go with Cyndaquil, Lugia is going to be a challenge, and if you go with Chikorita, Ho-Oh is going to be a challenge. So it's, well, actually, really both of them, because they're both flying types. So, but yeah, that's why I went with Totodile on this one. Now, number 3. This one was really hard for me, but I guess I'm going to kind of keep it in order with this one and go with someone from Hoenn. And I really have to think about it, and it really came down between Mudkip and Torchic. But with Fire being my favorite type and Blaziken being so fucking awesome. I mean, don't get me wrong, Swampert is a beast too, but I just love the design of Blaziken, so for that, I'm going with Torchic, and really no other reason than Blaziken, because I fucking hate Torchic. I hate Torchic as a Pokemon. Like, I would rather go with Mudkip as far as looks overall. Like, if we go based off the starting Pokemon, period, Trico looks better. Like, that's the best looking one. But I like really this gen to me was the most evened out. No, because Venusaur, regardless you go with Venusaur, Blastoise, or Charizard, all three of them beasts. I don't really like Meganium like that. Like, you know, it's just not that big of a deal. So, but I would say this one in the first gen had the two most, like, yeah, all three of them it could go either way. So for this one, I'm just gonna go with Torchic based off pure design, because fucking Blaziken was awesome. It just looks badass. Then, like, you got Blaze Kick and all this. Like, it just, I don't know, it's just something about it. Now, number two. I think this one's gonna be pretty easy for me. Like I said, if I'm gonna keep it in order, and go with the next gen, I'm gonna have to go with Chimchar. I don't really like Piplup, and Turtwig look kind of lame. Like, the name sound like Twig, really? Chimchar, and that's simply because of the Infernape, and because he just doesn't look as fucking childish. Like, I would say, if you are a Gen 1 specialist, you know how the Gen 1 kids, the ones who were kids during that time period, freaking hate the design of the newer Pokemon, which I'm iffy about. Some of the Pokemon are just so whack, and then some of the Pokemon today are just so, like, Hydreigon, I said it right, Hydreigon, like, that thing just looks freaking amazing. But, like, apart from that, like, some of the Pokemon, like, they look childish. Like, to me, Charmander didn't really look all that childish, and Bulbasaur most definitely didn't. And then Charmander, especially if you watch the anime, you saw him with the cool shades on, they just didn't look that childish to me. I think that's really the main thing. Like, of course they was a little playful, like, you still, you know, you can still get the plush dolls and they just look all cute, but, like, now it just they look so weak in comparison. But once they evolve, Infernape, so goddamn cold, just so damn amazing. So I think that's why I'm gonna go with Chimchar on this one. I was thinking, should I just go with Unova? And I was like, nah, I'm not gonna go with a Unova Pokemon, and I'm not gonna go with a Kalos Pokemon, because I never played X and Y or anything like that yet. Like, I just don't have a DS. Like, I usually play the emulated versions. I know, send me the hell, whatever. But I'm gonna have to go back Gen 1, and I'm gonna pick Charmander. Charmander for me. And the reason being is because I played Blue, and when I played Blue, I just thought naturally pick Bulbasaur. I said Bulbasaur. What? No, Squirtle. I felt like I just had to pick Squirtle, and I just, like, so to me he was just like the epitome of me being a horrible trainer, because it was my first time playing, and I sucked. I sucked my whole childhood, honestly. Like, I stopped playing once I hit middle school or whatever, because of course you try to fit in, especially where I'm from. I don't know where most of you all are from, where playing Pokemon is still acceptable when you're in middle school, or you don't get as, like, looked down upon. But I've always been a kid who've always been able to do what the fuck I wanted to. Like, everyone could, like, I come from a, like, the ideal, and when I say ideal, I mean, like, the stereotypical black community, like the gangbangers and all that. So, like, but I was always the kid that could fit in with everyone. You know, like, my style as far as the way I dressed was above everyone. So everyone just looked at me like, oh man, that dude fresh. But I was also known as the kid that do shit that most kids don't do. But most people respected me for it because I didn't give a fuck. And most people couldn't come to me like, yo, what you still doing this? Because, yeah, it's just a situation they didn't want. So, like, And so I was always able to do what I wanted, but that was the one time I felt like I couldn't be deviant, and I just had to do what everyone else was doing, and that was, hey, the extra figures, the games, I have to cut it out. I could play my PlayStations, but the handheld games, I just stopped playing them. And then when I got my freshman year, I sold all of it. Like, I just sold everything. Not even more so it sold. It was planned to sell, but the kid didn't never pay me, and I was in an alternative school, so I let it go. I didn't want to get in any more trouble than I was already in, so I just let it go. But honestly speaking, I shouldn't have stopped. And once, like, right at the end of my senior year, when the smartphone started rolling in, everybody had smartphones, and you could get an emulator on there, I was like, I'm back. I'm playing the Pokemon games. I gotta get all the Pokemon games, and I'm gonna replay them. And at that point, I realized, like, I really sucked at games when I was a kid. I really did, because I don't know how I couldn't beat Gold and Silver. So goddamn easy. I couldn't even get the clerk. Like, I had to stop after, what's his name, Bryce Price, one of the two. I had to stop at them because that goddamn cave was so difficult. How the hell do you get through it? And then I grew up and I'm like, okay, this cave isn't hard. And then I even had a friend replay the whole game for me, and then just give it back after you beat that. And then I went to the Elite Four, and the Elite Four was just so damn complicated. But then I went back, played it after I graduated high school, and I managed to not only beat the Elite Four, beat the champion, I even beat Red. And I was like, wow, I never made it this far. That was an achievement for me. Then I went back and played the blue, yellow, red, series or whatever, and then I managed to catch Mewtwo. I was like, fuck it, like, dude, I am better than I ever was. I replayed Emerald and managed to beat that. No, I don't think I actually, because if I'm not mistaken, on Emerald there was a part where you like do the Battle Frontier, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe that was, no, I think that was Emerald. And I could never beat that, because once you get there, for one, they go based off your level. So if my Pokemon are level 46, they never like had every trainer around you be 46, so they'd be 50, so they'd be over leveled. I could never find anywhere to train my Pokemon, because I hate grinding. Like, you only hear me on my last gameplay that I just did, I hate grinding, so I just never did it. But so yeah, I just could never beat the Battle Frontier. After a while, I just didn't try. And I'm playing through Platinum now. I think that's the one right after. Yeah, that's right after. And then I'm also playing through Black, and then I gotta play through Black 2, and then I'm gonna go buy me a DS, and I'm gonna do it the right way, and I'm gonna get X and Y, and then I'm gonna get Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, and I'm gonna play through those. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do, and hopefully everything works out. But thank you guys for listening. This has been my top 5 starting Pokemon, and a little bit extra, to just get to know me a little bit, since I'm not new to YouTube, but new at this. So thank you all for listening. It's your boy Dark Sektor, and I'm out.